Don't be afraid of being different. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else. Your time is way too valuable to be wasting on people that can't accept who you are. Growth is in a series of mistakes. That's the only way you learn. Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart. A man should look for what is and not for what he thinks should be. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know. What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls a butterfly. A thing is not necessarily true because a man dies for it. Between living and dreaming, there is a third thing. Guess it. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it. Honest is how I want to look. The truth doesn't glitter and shine. The true vocation of man is to find his way for himself. Loving yourself is required for authentic relationships. Nobody ever lives their life all the way up, except bullfighters. Do your work, then step back, the only path to serenity. Stop blaming outside circumstances for your inside chaos. I cannot trust a man to control others who cannot control himself. We can't avoid reasoning. We can only avoid doing it well. Men don't need linguistic talent. They just need courage and words. Almost nobody dances sober unless they happen to be insane. We humans are more concerned with having than with being. The right way to go easy is to forget the right way. You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. Don't worry about the negative people may say about you. Learn from it and move on. I saw a star. I reached for it. I missed, so I accepted the sky. When people try to bury you, remind yourself you are a seed. After all, if you run far enough, no one can catch you. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. But every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle. The greatest step towards a life of simplicity is to learn to let go. Knowledge is a treasure, but practice is the key to it. We are citizens of the world. The tragedy of our times is that we do not know this. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, doing as you say you would do. I speak gibberish to the civilized world, and it replies in kind. To become a lifelong reader, one has to do a lot of varied and interesting reading. Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. All paths are present, always, and we can but choose among them. Travel light, live light, spread the light, be the light. Never give up. Things that you keep dreaming about will happen one day. The key to life is accepting challenges. Once someone stops doing this, he's dead. Of all those in the army close to the commander, none is more intimate than the secret agent. When pure sincerity forms within, it is outwardly realized in other people's hearts. Many things are not as they seem. The worst things in life never are. Always be friendly. Always be kind, like the most beautiful flower that you can find. The expert in anything was once a beginner. Your story is remarkable, even if you don't know it yet. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. The only thing that can grow is the thing you give energy to. Whether we fall by ambition, blood, or lust, like diamonds, we are cut with our own dust. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. Not knowing you can't do something is sometimes all it takes to do it. Success, for most people, requires unlearning as much as learning. When inequality takes root, a garden of problems flourishes. It shocks me how I wish for what is lost and cannot come back. Stop trying to create a new you around the same old people. Success is defined in units of fun. It's all about being happy. The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking spaces. Vote for the man who promises least. He'll be the least disappointing. Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of the unlived life. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. Don't ever take a fence down until you know why it was put up. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. Humanity must forgive humanity, for only then can we be humane. Man in general, if reduced to himself, is too wicked to be free. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. Maybe everyone is just waiting for someone else to save them. Bloom as if you want to make the whole world beautiful. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Adversity discourages losers. Adversity inspires winners. Cherish those who seek the truth, but beware of those who find it. Life is short. Live it. Love is rare. Grab it. Anger is bad. Dump it. Fear is awful. Face it. Memories are sweet. Cherish them. Accept our own thoughts. There is nothing absolutely in our power. You show me a capitalist, and I'll show you a bloodsucker. It's hard not to feel happy when you make someone smile. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. Pretend to be weak, so your enemy may grow arrogant. Home is where somebody notices when you are no longer there. Monsters are real, and ghosts are real too. They live inside us, and sometimes they win. Hold yourself back, or heal yourself back together. You decide. Beware of the small things. A small leak can sink a great ship. Verily, God does not reward man for what he does, but for what he is. We don't receive wisdom. We must discover it for ourselves. First learn to become invincible, then wait for your enemy's moment of vulnerability. You can change your mind. Don't let your mind change you. If you want to lead them, you must place yourself behind them. I like people who refuse to speak until they are ready to speak. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone. Every beginning has an end and every end is a new beginning. Sometimes things become possible if we want them bad enough. You can't always be right, but you can be wrong a lot less. Thinking something does not make it true. Wanting something does not make it real. If you are strong, appear weak, but if you are weak, appear strong. Savor everything, cling to nothing, live now, because living then won't be any better. If those who are sent to draw water begin by drinking themselves, the army is suffering from thirst.